Today I am here to talk about the difference of a reactive and a conscious man. And I'm coming here speaking very much from the experience of being a reactive man, also to this day still being caught up in reactivity at certain points of my life. And the reason why I'm coming in here and wanting to really dive deep on this topic is because there is so much pain and confusion going on in a lot of people because of the sort of information and sort of where everybody's focus is in this time and age that we are now in. We have a lot of people that are talking within this space that are saying that you need to prove yourself, you need to discipline yourself, you need to go hard, you need to develop yourself, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to bam, 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 bam. This is the traits, first of all, of a reactive man. A man that is hell-bent that there is a right or wrong way to go about things, failing to recognize that we all have a unique and individual path. Now, they might be similar in a lot of ways, but at the end of the day, what is right for you in this lifetime can only be understood and executed on by you, which is going to come back to a lot of what it is that you're good at, what comes through your heart naturally. Where are your skills? Where is your excitement more than that, so that you can develop skills also, where you can learn, where you can share that with the world. So we're gonna start this off by looking a little bit on what is it that marks an unconscious man. There are two sides. The first side is when you are living perhaps insecure. You're shy, you're afraid, you have a low sense of self-worth, a low sense of self-love that is very deeply reflected in your personality. Could be addictions, you're addicted to porn, very common. You're addicted to video games, to TV, you're addicted to alcohol, tobacco, cigarettes, whatever it is. You're addicted. These are traits of someone that is living in a very deep state of reactivity. This is not a conscious state of living, because any negative behavior or addiction that we adopt within our personality comes from trying to run away and escape from things within our own energy, as to be detached from that at all times of our lives. We want our awareness to never slow down and be able to hone in on what it is that is deeply buried within us. And this is a problem that is very big on a global scale, kind of, for men, because we're not allowed to experience our emotions. We're not supposed to have emotions, because emotions is weakness. Emotions is something that you shouldn't have, and if you have it, you should overcome it and fight it and build something on top of it, right? If you feel anger, shame, or fear or something, then you should reject that and create yourself on top of that. Well, this is where I come in, and I tell you that that stuff is complete fucking bullshit. You are not supposed to not experience your emotions. Your emotions are your guidance system. And they're always going to be there, even if you try and run away from it by being a person in reactivity. Okay? So a lot of the unconscious things that we do, things that we adopt into our personality, perhaps of overthinking, being shy, insecure, not having confidence, it's all adaptations to a reactivity, to the energy within us that we are no longer connected and in touch with, because we lost touch with it over our lives because of some of the experiences that we had within our family that conditioned our programming in a certain way, made us traumatized and feel a little bit like this is not okay, this is not okay, this is not okay about us. And then experiencing those emotions of perhaps a little bit of shame, a little bit of fear, or whatever it is, slowly over the course of our lives, a little bit more, a little bit more, and a little bit more. Some experience it also through their society, through friends and so on. And that is when we disconnect from our emotions. And then we start living in reactivity. Now, you can still be a reactivity man, an unconscious man, if you have $1 billion and if you have all of the material success in the world, which this society that we're in values a lot. They value your sense of worth a lot by how much it is that you've produced, how much it is that you have accumulated, how easily you can pick up a girl or something like that. That is, in the eyes of society, a lot of what it is that determines your worth. And so you can shift from this state of insecurity, feeling like you're not good enough, perhaps being a shy person, into starting to work a lot on yourself. You start developing a lot of discipline and you start making money. You start developing a strong ego, a strong ego on the other side of the scale, where you still don't allow these things that you have experienced in your life, the low sense of self-worth and the low sense of self-love, the inadequacies, to ever come to surface and to be worked through conscious awareness. You never did that. You instead continue to fight against it and live unconsciously, but on the other side of the scale, where you are trying to prove your sense of worth, trying to prove to the world that you are good enough by what it is that you are doing. You're trying to create a sense of self-love and self-worth by accumulating enough stuff as to prove to yourself that you're good enough. And the thing is that even if you accumulate all of the wealth in the world, even if you accumulate all of the success that you could possibly ever imagine, at your core, you're still going to feel stressed, uneasy, not like your true self, and be lost and confused as soon as the high that you are experiencing from chasing all of the things all of the time starts to slow down a little bit. Because that means that whatever thing it is that you've been running from your entire life is going to start moving up into the surface again. And you're going to be more acutely aware of the uncomfortable things it is that is going on within your energy that you've been running from your entire life. What you've been doing, trying to perhaps improve yourself, trying to achieve success, trying to achieve this and that, in this case has nothing to do with what it was that you were searching for your entire life. It was only ever more distractions. A different type of distraction for sure. But the spiritual journey of developing a deeper sense of consciousness and finding your true and authentic self and spreading joy and love to the world through the bright light of who you truly and authentically are has never happened. And so deep satisfaction, peace of mind, and a soul-felt easiness and just calmness and excitement can never slowly start to instill itself into who you are and make you feel amazing. Because this chasing that you are doing is only ever more programs. It is not a program of perhaps overthinking. It's not a program of constantly watching the TV or being addicted to this or that. But now you have a different type of addiction, an addiction to success. You have an addiction to improving yourself. You have an addiction to showing up in the world in a certain way. Because that continues to keep you unconscious to what it is that has always existed within you. All of these stories, all of these beliefs, all of these energies that accumulated within your being that conditioned you to be something that you are truly not in the end. An authentic and truly conscious human being feels good and feels self-worth and feels self-love without the need for fucking anything. You don't need to prove to yourself that you're good enough. You don't need to prove to yourself anything. Nothing. Because you feel so good about yourself just as you are. And this is where a lot of people get this whole thing wrong. Because now they think that, oh, I should just accept that I'm a lazy person. I should just accept that I am a person that never gets anything done. For example, and that's not at all what I'm saying, because that is not truly and authentically who you are. That is also just another adaptation. That is a running behavior as a reactivity to something authentic within you that you have come to disconnect yourself from through believing that you shouldn't be in this way. And now you're just in a stagnant place in your life, stuck, not sure what to do, because there's a lot of mental stimulation. You don't know this direction, that direction, and there's confusion. And the reason why this happens is because you're supposed to be locked in place, unable to understand what the fuck to do. Because that serves as a very distracting matrix, as to be more deeply aware of just thoughts and problems and issues, and just be caught in a mental fucking mayhem of a place, instead of existing through the present moment of who you are. How disconnected you are from the true essence of who you are depends a lot upon how sensitive you are as a person and what it is that you've been through in your life. How was the dynamic within your family? How was the dynamic within your society? How was the dynamic between your siblings and so on? A lot of this stuff influences us. We are so deeply programmed from an early age by small, simple things that you would never imagine could play such a big and massive role in how you later on turn out. Small things of having parents that don't listen to you, that don't respect your perspectives, that don't try to understand you, that yell at you if you make a mistake, that try to correct you when you're wrong, or don't listen to you after you've lied and you want to tell the truth. Like, small things are extremely traumatic and shape children, and then later young adults, into being in a reactivity mode. And a reactivity mode is evidenced by the things that we are doing, our addictions, our problems, issues, even health problems. A lot of it arise from things about ourselves that we bury, that later on attaches and manifests problems also internally within us. I'm coming in here today because I've been this person for such a long period of time that chased the next big thing, that chased the success, that chased this or that, when it only ever came as a detachment from things about me that I so deeply believed shouldn't be there. That if I felt in this way meant that I can't be accepted as I am, and that I shouldn't be in this way. And I see so many videos lately, actually, on YouTube. There's these YouTube videos of people that are just starting their like self-improvement journey, or that are just getting into it. And I see myself in those people because I was there at one point too, and I'm just so deeply unconscious. I remember my first YouTube video that I made. I think it made it in 2019, which is 5 years ago now. That one, I was talking about self-improvement. And I think the video started with why you should subscribe to me, and explaining why I'm doing it. And it's just funny to me because I'm going through this mental space of trying to explain myself why I'm doing something. Everything is mental, everything is mental. You're so deeply wired to live through the mental, while life is existing and experienced in the present moment of your emotional system. It's just that we break that emotional system down so deeply and lose touch with our authentic self, with our authentic confidence, with our authentic everything that makes life amazing. as we nitpick certain things about us over the course of our lives, that is not allowed, because when you disconnect from one part of yourself, you start to disconnect a little bit from all parts of yourself. The more that you can bring in the totality of yourself, allow yourself to feel in this way, allow myself to feel in this way without judging myself or judging anybody else, the more you find yourself back into the heart of who you are, and the more free you start to become. The more free you start to be in expressing yourself and doing the things that you want to do unapologetically, simply for the fact that this is who I am and this is what I want to do. If you're a person in reactivity, you simply do things because I think this is what I should be doing. This seems like a good idea. I heard that people said that this is nice. I keep being focused on how I have pictured together things mentally, that this is perhaps how things should be done. And in a lot of cases, or in most cases, people that are in this space don't even understand that they're doing it. They're just living unconsciously. They're just a program of something that they picked up, because it's safer to live through this program than through the vulnerability of who they are authentically. Because history showed these people, like myself at one point, that if I am vulnerable as I am, it can be dangerous, because you can get rejected by a family member that you depend on for love and validation, for example, and so you start that process of denying, suppressing, and rejecting yourself more and more and more.